Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to the Jerich Show. And today it is a very special occasion because Erich is off on holiday. Well, hey, happy times. So the show still must go on. So let's dive straight into it. Helsinki police probe a €200,000 phishing scam in Posti's name. And what's interesting about this is that they're really using a lot of smishing or SMS-based phishing or text-based scams to hook in their victims. The most recent scam came to light. Let's see what they're talking about. The scam involved sending victim text messages purportedly from Posti, notifying them that a package addressed to them had been sent to the nearest pickup point. It provided a link that directed them to a phishing site, which then asked them to verify their identity using their online banking codes. And this is really, really bad in a few ways. Obviously, the victims of the crime, for them, it's bad, but it just shows how these criminals are getting very sophisticated in moving to text-based or SMS-based attacks, because these are really effective. People are less suspecting of a phishing link that comes through on a text message. From a corporate perspective, it's far more difficult to put in place any kind of technical controls around it. With your email, you can put in a mail gateway, you can do all sorts of other things, but with a SMS-based thing that comes through on your phone, which might also be your personal phone or your corporate phone or a mixture, there's fewer technical controls you can put in place. People are less likely to suspect it. They've got less tools that they can't hold their mouse over the link and see where it's going, or they might not pay attention to it, which makes it far more successful. And the worrying thing here is that we might see more and more criminals just adopt this as a tactic as people become more wary of phishing emails. Not that that's slowed them down in any way, but you can also see this being a layered attack that goes, so you send an email and then you follow it up with a text message saying, hey, did you see my email? Oh, here's a link in case you didn't see that. And then that could evolve even further into a voice-based attack as well, because as we tighten down, sorry, that's my phone going off. As we tighten down one aspect of an attack avenue, as we tighten it down, they'll switch over to others. So that was that piece, and the other one is Meow Bot. So this is an interesting one, and it's interesting because you know how almost every week there's a case of half a dozen instances where someone's left their cloud database publicly exposed. So every week you can pick it up and say, like, S3 buckets, Mongo database, whatever it is, they leave it publicly exposed. It should be private, but they leave it exposed. And as a result, then potentially millions of records get breached every week. Well, it might be a breach, it might not be. The fact is they were exposed, and no one can tell you either way because no one was looking at the logs, or if they had logging turned on. A number of researchers have been trying to independently go and search for these exposed databases and then try to ascertain who owns the database, get in touch with them and say, hey, organization or individual or country, even government, you've left this millions of records exposed. You might want to consider turning this private. In some cases, they're very good. They say, thank you very much, make it private. In other cases, there's no response. The emails go into a black hole. And in other cases, rare cases, they might even turn around and try to sue the researcher that's tried to help them. So it looks like someone's gone all Charles Bronson on them, death wish, and they've gone full vigilante. And what they're trying to do is, well, not trying, what the Meow Bot is it goes through, it finds these exposed databases, and it destroys all the data within it. It just overwrites it with numbers and then adds the word meow at the end of it. So that's what they go ahead and do. And it's completely grey hat. It's black, maybe, I don't know. It's not something that you can justify, or it's not something I condone. Let's put it that way. But at the same time, you can understand the frustrations that a lot of people have been feeling with breach after breach after breach, and the feeling that the wheels move too slowly to make things happen. So they went full on vigilante, and they're like, okay, if I see an exposed one, I'm just going to wipe out their data, which is harsh. But what do you think? Do you think that's a good thing? Do you think it's a bad thing? Do you understand it? Would you do it? Would you like someone to do that to your data if you left it exposed? Of course not. But if there's companies that should know better, they should be acting better. Surely this is something that a lot of the cloud companies are trying to help their consumers in tie it down, and yet they still make these mistakes. So what do you think? Is there an easy way to go around it? Is there a way to fix this? Comment below. Also comment whether you prefer these without Erich. I know I'm enjoying this far more without Erich, without having to entertain him and his boring voice. But anyway, until then, short, quick update. Stay secure, my friends, and we shall see you hopefully in the regular schedule, regular format next week.